high school graduation. My daughter
That's
graduates.
an event,
So,
particularly if you have someone up
Good
on the
morning.
stage there.
We'll call our redevelopment commission meeting to order. First thing is our roll call. Richard Wirtz here. Ann McGinnis.
here.
BJ Deppie.
Here.
Josh Prime.
Here.
Paul Buning. Here. Deb Gill.
Here.
Ellen. Premier.
You don't have to call my
Okay.
So this is
And
something new for all of our public meeting agendas, that we have to list everyone's name, appointment, and term with the legislation this year. So you'll start seeing this on all of the monthly different board meetings, something that Lynn brought to our attention. So that's why it's there now.
Okay, we have a quorum. Need a motion to approve the minutes from April 15th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, approval of claims. Krista sent those out. If there's any questions,
Move to approve.
we have a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to old business, the Paul Hand and Graham Road Roundabout Project cost and update.
This is something that Matt has been working on with Steve and I and Crossroads, so I don't know. Do you want me to cover this, Matt, or do you want to? Okay. No, that's fine. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update, just because if you recall, we had some interlocal agreements with Whiteland and also the Johnson County Commissioners, so the project is near completion. There should be maybe some minor amounts left right away. Obviously, acquisition is complete, construction is complete, and there was a final walkthrough. Was there anything outstanding on that, or?
Nothing that's gonna cost anything.
Okay. Utility installation with Duke is finally complete. There'll still be some inspection and maybe also the preparation of the as-built drawings. So anyway, Matt's kind of calculated what he thinks all of this will cost. And so once we have those final numbers in, we had an agreement, if the project came in under budget, that Johnson County would get a refund and Whiteland would get a refund if there was a savings, which there was considerable savings on the bid to begin with. So we were kind of expecting this, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention. We don't need to do anything or formalize anything. The resolution's approved and the interlocals are all approved, and once we have everything finalized and paid out, then we will likely issue a refund of about $84,000 to Johnson County and about $97,000 to Whiteland. So just keeping you in the loop on that, so.
Any questions? Okay, moving on to new business, Resolution 2025-17, the State Road 44 reconstruction, Jefferson Street project.
All right, good morning. My name is Matt McElroy, city engineer. Yeah, this resolution is for some payments for the State Road 44 reconstruction project that happened years ago. We finally got some invoices from NDOT in regards to closing out the project for change orders, and this amount, the $34,000, that would basically close out the project. So that's why we're asking. We've got two bills, one in the amount of $27,494.72 and one in the amount of $7,649.52. So that's where that $34,000 comes from. So again, this resolution would help pay for those two bills and close out that project finally with NDOT.
Okay, any questions? Entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2025-17.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next one is Resolution 2025-18, Graham Road Reconstruction Project, Matt.
Yeah, this is a supplemental agreement with Crossroad Engineers for additional design work on that project. There is a structure up there that we've wanted to add to the project, reconstructing the bridge that is kind of outdated. So this resolution would help pay Crossroad Engineers for any design work in regards to that structure and any other incidentals with right-of-way or anything like that needed, so. Any additional questions on that? Be happy to answer.
I looked up the original contract, so the original one, it was for $741,685, but the resolution that we approved was for $421,000 or so. I have it written down here somewhere. Yeah, it was $421,685. So we didn't do the full amount, and if I remember right with Mark, I think he was just like, we didn't want to have to encumber or couldn't encumber or something. So this 261,000, those combined add up to $683,065, and so that's still not the full 741 that we had with the original contract. So I just had a question about whether you think there's going to be additional need for this, or if, I know the project continues to change and,
Yeah,
The amount that didn't get encumbered is the inspection, and I think at the time, Mark didn't want to encumber something that was that far away.
right.
So this is still not a 25 construction, this is a 26 construction.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, if you don't want to encumber it until next year, then you could still leave out that same amount and not encumber it until next year. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that, I mean, either way, if we have a contract, we can encumber it, so it's not a big deal, but, just so that I make sure I have it right, like on the cash flow, and that the board also understands there's gonna be an additional ask for that inspection
Is it 26?
in 26, yeah.
Okay.
thanks for clarifying that.
Since it's under the budget, but you're good with the number for the inspection of 261?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not the 261, no, it was the.
That's the addition.
Yeah, this is for the bridge and additional right-of-way.
Yeah.
The 261 is.
Yeah, additional
The amount that
design.
wasn't encumbered before was the inspection, whatever that 1 million minus the, whatever,
I think it was like 300,000, something like that.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I mean, even though that's a number that we gave a couple years ago, we're still good with that as a ceiling number for inspection, but whether or not you want to encumber it now versus next year doesn't matter to us, because we're not gonna
You want to wait till next year?
start using it.
no, we need to do this one now, and then we'll do a new resolution for the inspection in 26.
Okay. So, any questions?
So the overall, the engineering and inspection should be just over $1 million. Road construction cost estimate is $2,806,000. Bridge construction cost $1 million, and then right-of-way $1.2 million. So the total project cost is just over $6 million. And there's been a lot of confusion, at least with me and the clerk treasurer's office, as far as like, so we did the Graham Road extension, that's complete, that's that new piece that goes north and connects, is that Earlywood? To Earlywood? This is the actual existing Graham Road that goes between Earlywood and Paul Hand to connect those two new roundabouts. And so this is reconstruction and widening of that existing segment of road. So just so everybody's clear on what part of Graham Road we're talking about and what project.
Right, and I want to just clear up on the inspection part of it. This resolution has nothing to do with the inspection.
Right.
The inspection will come back with another resolution next year, getting ready for 2026, whenever that happens. So this extra 261, 380, that was added because of the bridge design to redo the bridge. So it's totally two different items. But it sounded like everybody was kind of confused, because I was for a split second there. So I just wanted to clarify that. There will be another one coming for the inspection when construction starts.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, Mayor.
yeah.
There's no other questions. Would entertain a motion to pass Resolution 2025-18.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have Resolution 2025-19, the Yandy Street Project Change Orders 183-498.
Yeah, this is again another NDOT, we get the bill later down the road kind of thing. We had originally had 2 resolutions passed and all these change orders approved during the project timeline. The resolutions were passed, but the money was never spent on these change orders because we didn't receive the bill at that time. And now we are receiving them a couple years down or a year or so down the road. So this, we asked for another resolution last month or the month before, I think, for 181 that got paid for 7 of the change orders. This is for 7 additional change orders on that project, which should close out the project as well with NDOT. Part of this is we're able to, since we paired with Indian American Water on this project, a portion of this, these funds, we can ask for reimbursement from them on this project. So just wanted to point that one out too. So, yeah. Any additional questions on that one?
That brings Yandy Street to a completion.
Yes.
I don't know if you recall, but we received a refund from Indian American Water for close to $34,000 for the Linville Way project. We still need to appropriate those funds towards something. So I don't know if, because we've got overages on some of these other ones, if we want to move those funds to cover, like the Jefferson Street one, it's about the same amount, just to use those funds up so they're not just sitting there. But I can do that through the clerk's office and see if there's anything formal we need to do as a board and just get that taken care of.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2025-19, Yandy Street Project.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is determination of no excess in the TIF, letter of determination.
So this is something that's required by our board to do each year, to notify the other taxing entities that we have projects committed. And then if you recall, later in the year, we'll have Jeff Peters do an update on the impact to the other taxing units once all the numbers are ready for this year to go forward for next year. So basically, this is just saying that we don't have an overabundance of excess TIF, that we are not going to basically flow any of that back through to the other taxing entities.
Any questions? We don't need to do anything with this. do
We need a vote.
We need to vote, okay. Okay, need a motion to approve the letter of determination.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I will get that out to all
Okay.
of those.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Just one thing that I didn't put on the agenda. So on our financials later, you'll see that there's different funds that our disbursements come from the county as far as the US 31 North and South. So we have issues sometimes, like when we do claims processing, making sure what's in one and what's in the other. All of our other ones are integrated into one TIF control account. Just kind of bookkeeping wise, I would like to combine that North and South TIF into one account through the clerk's office. So we've been talking about that, and Jan just asked me to get a board approval vote just to combine those accounts. The technical names of those accounts through the clerk's office are 4446 and 4447. One is south, one is north. And so I'm just asking to combine those into one account so we don't have to change the account numbers when we pay claims.
I just have one question. I know there's going to be more development on 31, at least on the north side. And I know some of it's coming, hopefully timely.
Yes.
You'll still keep these separate?
They'll-
Though you blend the account?
Yes, the allocation areas don't change. It's just a bookkeeping thing. And those parcels, like where Chick-fil-A and that is going, those are already in allocation areas, so we will capture that additional revenue.
Any questions? Thank you. Okay, moving to other business, the April 2025
Oh, wait.
financial report.
We still need a vote,
Oh,
sorry,
on the what?
on the combining of the accounts.
Oh, okay. Entertain a motion to approve combining of the south allocation area with the north allocation with the court or the
The clerk treasurer.
clerk treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, approved.
Thank you.
Now moving on to old business, other business, April 2025 financial report.
Okay, so these were updated for you for April. We did have some additional interest, so that amount went up a little bit there. Let me pull this up real quick. So you can see that increased amount to 61,000, and then there's that refund I just mentioned from Indiana American Water, and then the Paul Hand reconstruction. So that's listed as revenue because we approved a resolution below for that cost to come out. So I did add the resolutions that were approved at your last meeting, so you can see those listed at the end of the report. And then nothing's been expended from those yet. Year-to-date expenditures through the end of April, $2,248,000. Remaining appropriations are just under 4.8 million, so that would put our estimated cash balance at the end of the year, 4,318,724. Any questions? Okay, literally no changes for the, the US 31 TIF, but you can see there's those account numbers that I mentioned there, so moving forward, that'll just be one amount there. Year-to-date expenditures was just our bond payment, and that leaves us with approximately 916,000 in this account for the end of the year. We just have one more bond payment to make.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the May 2025 cash flow analysis.
Okay, so this has been updated. I moved the resolutions that were approved from projects under consideration up here to approved projects. So here's the Yandy Street, Johnson Avenue sidewalk, and then the FDC funding. So 14, 15, and 16 are listed there. And then projects under consideration, I did add what we talked about today. So those 3 resolutions that were approved earlier, those will get moved up. Those are listed there. The remainder for the Commerce Drive, actual stoplight construction is listed. And then there's a couple more items here that are listed for consideration. You'll see in 26, that Graham Road reconstruction, that full amount is listed there. And the inspection for 26. Any questions?
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, public comments and announcements. Mayor?
I have nothing to add, but I'll answer any questions.
Well, I know we're getting ready for a big weekend. Rob?
We've had field trips every single day of this week, and there will be next week. We've had something every night.
Well, thank you. I know this weekend's going to be a big weekend with a lot of things. Christian?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Wertz. I'm happy to introduce Josie Oraker. We are so fortunate to have her with us. She's an intern at Aspire Johnson County this summer. Josie's going to be a junior at IU this fall. She's in the School of Public and Environmental Affairs. So economic development, workforce development, community development is a perfect fit for her. So Josie, maybe if you wanted to share a little bit about what you're working on.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of different projects right now. The one that I've started on officially would be researching for grants for student to work education. I'm also working for site selection with Pat Moon and Amanda Rutu. And yeah, I'm also going to be working on a public policy survey for the employers of Johnson County. And yeah, I'm excited for everything else.
Kind of drinking from a fire hose. This is just week 2, so, and day 1 of week 2.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have a busy summer. A lot going on in this community.
Looking forward to it.
Anything from Crossroads? We appreciate what you do.
Appreciate the relationship, for sure.
BJ?
No comments.
Paul? Ann?
No, thank you.
Josh?
Nope.
Deb?
Um,
Getting ready to wind up.
Yep, graduation is this Saturday. I signed 400-plus diplomas the other day, got writer's cramp. We have a busy summer as far as improvements. There's going to be work done on the high school roof, and new floors in a couple of the elementaries, and a new liner in the high school pool, and improvements to athletic fields. And there's construction conversation as far as coordination with Cub Academy and Wawa going on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a busy summer, starting this weekend. Right, Ann?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. The only thing I will mention is we have the Strawberries on the Square Friday, and I know there's a busy weekend downtown. I think there's some music and et cetera, and so we're looking forward to the start of our summer projects. Krista?
Nope, thank you.
Okay, our meeting's adjourned. Thank you.